James Cameron's Avatar is a film that truly baffles me. How does a blockbuster juggernaut gross $3 billion at the box office and then vanish from the cultural consciousness without a trace? How does a film that broke technological barriers and enraptured audiences leave behind almost zero influence on modern pop culture? Today, we'll be answering those exact questions as we delve into the curious case of Avatar, the movie that time forgot. With the recent marketing push for Avatar the Squeakquel, it's easy to forget just how little the world actually remembers the highest grossing film of all time. Although moviegoers loved seeing all three dimensions of Pandora and its people, they were just as happy to forget about them the moment they left the theater. Characters like Neytiri and
Jake Sully
have been seen by more eyeballs than perhaps any other fictional entity. But how many people could actually name the actors that played Blue Gamora and her human sidekick? When we compare the staying power of Avatar with other IP like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and even Twilight, Avatar's absence from the public consciousness becomes even more conspicuous. These competitors have maintained devoted fan bases and remained relevant long after their time in theaters was over, spawning countless sequels, spin-offs, and of course, merchandise. So where did Avatar go wrong? Well, the ability to generate not just an audience, but a true fan base all comes down to engagement. See, audience engagement can take many forms, especially depending on the various mediums a property crosses over into. For instance, with an IP like Hamilton, I listened to the cast album for years before actually seeing the show. And I was beating up my friends with toy lightsabers long before actually sitting down and watching a Star Wars movie all the way through. This is what skeezy businessmen like to call brand synergy, or the ability for one product to increase revenue and engagement with another. This is why, for instance, Marvel continuously collaborates with Fortnite. The game makers make money off people wanting to play as their favorite MCU characters, and Marvel gives fans yet another way to engage, deepening their commitment to the brand. Now, think about what opportunities die-hard Avatar fans have had to engage with their property. Outside of an underrated Xbox game and a Disneyland theme park with 2 rides, Pandora heads, which is what I have decided to call all 7 of us, have had nothing. If you squint really hard, Terra Nova kinda works as Avatar fanfiction, but the show was too expensive and only got 1 season. Even if in a decade there are more Avatar films than MCU movies, I don't think the fanbase will grow all that much, and here's why. The X factor that all those other IP have that James Cameron's Avatar does not is a world you want to exist in. How many online quizzes are dedicated to what Hogwarts house you'd be in, or what lightsaber color you'd have? Who doesn't want to soak in the pastoral beauty of Middle-earth, or date Robert Pattinson? For as stunning and fascinating as the world of Pandora is, it's also a hostile space colony. Even when it's not being stripped of its resources and ravaged by war, the picturesque locale doesn't spark people's imagination in the same way. It's a place you'd want to go to visit, but not live. This is by no means a bad thing, but it severely limits the amount audiences will think about it outside of the films themselves. If every single piece of Star Wars media or merchandise disappeared suddenly, the world of Star Wars would persist. People would recount the exploits of Luke Skywalker like it was ancient myth, and create stories of their own within that framework. Parents would still play pretend with their children, imagining themselves piloting the Millennium Falcon or fending off waves of battle droids. The mere concept of that galaxy far, far away is more powerful than you could possibly imagine. I am beyond excited for Avatar: The Way of Water. At the bare minimum, it will be a visually gorgeous 3 hours and probably make a lot of money. But I also know that once audiences leave the theater, it's only a matter of time before the world of Pandora and everything in it fades into the background once again. Or who knows, maybe it'll be different this time. I'm Dylan, and this has been The Writer's Block.